Okay, correlation and causation. Causation. Okay, causation occurs when the change in one variable produces a change in another variable. So, is there something that's causing something else? So, me going to a Dodgers game, does that cause my students not to do their homework? Okay, there's no correlation. There's nothing going on between that. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, it's the relationship between the cause and effect. Correlation can be observed between many variables. Okay, so let's look at this. We're going to graph the ordered pairs to create a scatter plot. Then we're going to determine whether the scatter plot shows positive or negative correlation. Determine whether the two sets of data are related. Does one variable cause the other? Could other factors be influencing the data results? Decide if the data illustrates correlation or causation. Okay, so here we go. First things first. Analyze the data shown. The data show the per capita consumption of mozzarella cheese and the number of civil engineering doctoral degrees awarded in the United States. Determine whether the data plotted on the graph illustrates correlation or causation. Okay, so look at this. Okay, as I'm doing this, if I was to draw a line that has a positive correlation, as the amount of mozzarella consumed increases, the number of civil engineering doctorates also increases. So that means it has a positive positive correlation scatter plot. I cannot speak today. Okay, now the consumption of mozzarella does not cause anybody to obtain a doctoral degree in engineering, okay? The amount of cheese doesn't cause anyone to get a degree. Okay? These two sets of data are not related. They are not related. Okay? Many factors can affect the increase on these two areas. Okay? And then the data exhibits a correlation, so it does have a correlation. But no causation. Okay, so let's look at this. It says, determine whether the data illustrates the correlation or causation. Okay, so I forgot to put a graph on here. Actually, we don't really need a graph. I guess we could. Let's think about it. If I'm thinking about sunscreen, okay, in March there are actually, we don't even need to look at that. Look, this is getting bigger, right? This is getting bigger. We didn't even have to graph it. So this has a positive, I can't spell, a positive correlation. Okay. As the number of bottles of sunscreen sold increases the number of sunglasses sold also increases. But one doesn't cause the other one. So it has a correlation, but no causation. One doesn't cause the other one. Now, if we were doing the months, that might be, but not just sunscreen and sunglasses. Okay, so next we have determine whether the situation illustrates a correlation or causation. Explain your reasoning. Okay, so this time a university expert showed a negative correlation between the average weekly time spent exercising and the probability of developing heart disease. Okay, so we already know that it has a correlation, but does it have a causation? Yes, there is a causation. Because exercise, and heart disease are related. Okay. And lack of exercise could cause a heart disease. Now, are there other factors? Yes, there are other factors. Other factors. Okay, they always ask you, do you smoke? Okay. Did your mom and dad have heart disease? So inherited traits. Okay. Do you eat well? So poor diet. So all of those things can cause you to have heart disease. Okay. Sorry about that.